Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures.
Welcome back to the channel. This is our second Q&A video, so if you haven't seen the first one, go and check that one out. So as I said, we've had lots of questions. If you can think of any more, just drop them in the comments. So we've categorised them, so we'll carry on answering them. So I think we'll do a van related one and a couple of trip ones, because we've got quite a few trip related ones. So we take a trip one first. Do you want to choose one? Let's read it out. So this is from Me to Meg. This is Tom and is it O'Deal? I think it is. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. And their Van Dingus, which is the same as Harry. Yeah. So they've got a very practical question. They say, while in Ireland, you wild camped and struggled finding bins. How did you manage with the Bivvy loo? We've never actually used ours yet. I don't know how you go into the loo.
This is always a difficult subject, the Bivvy loo.
Well, we've actually done so I will put in the link in the description here, the link to the Bivvy loo of how we use it. So that probably answers it in more detail. But obviously the more question was about using the Bivvy loo, and the bottom line is that we use a pee bottle for the number ones, and and for the number twos, we use the bag in the bivvy, like fishermen do. That's where the Bivvy loo came from, to be perfectly honest. We've now moved, and this has evolved, and we got this from Ken and Carol and Mike and Trish from We Broom Van and Life's Too Short. But go and see that video that we did, because that really answers it all. But we now, making sure that the plastic's recyclable, that we hadn't really thought of, to be perfectly honest, and all that. And you need to manage the smells and all the other disgusting things. So we use that and how we dispose of that in that video. So I'll put the link in the description that will answer that one. Okay, so let's do a van one. So this is about Harry, or more Harry related questions on there. Okay, so this one here is from Gillian H off YouTube. Now you guys are experienced van travellers. Wow, we've moved up a level.
We're getting there.
If you're able to, is there anything about the layout of Harry you would change? Good question. So the layout of Harry you would change?
Absolutely not. Not one thing I would personally not change.
No, I don't think from a layout perspective, you obviously there's limited with the size of a Harry size van that you can do, but we could have had a longer sink, longer kitchen area, but that meant we couldn't have turned the driver's seat round, and we enjoy that because actually we get quite a bit of space in Harry by turning those two round. Although interestingly enough, in Ireland we didn't turn it round too much. We were just quite happy with the space we'd got.
It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, but I think if you were up for a couple of days,
because if when we met up with Life is Too Short,
for example,
what would we do? You can't have three in the van. We'd have to make Ken stand outside.
Stand outside, or sitting in the driver's seat looking outwards and not looking at us. No, I think the fridge, the sink is as good as it's going to get in that size van. I think it works pretty well. So the answer is no.
No. Said she, nodding her head. I mean, no, we wouldn't. Okay,
so let's do another trip one. Shall I just pull one out here randomly? So this is from Where's Wondering. I don't know where are you wondering? That's off of YouTube. We just changed from Madge the motorhome 6 metre to Wander, a van 5.4 metres. So they've downsized from a motorhome to a van. My question's two parts to this. One, did you take anything on your trip that in hindsight you would not take the next one?
We all know what we're going to say, aren't we? Yeah.
Is there anything you would wish you had taken? I'm assuming this is sort of related to Ireland. So did you take anything on your trip that in hindsight you wouldn't take on your next one?
What did we come back and say we didn't use?
So I think this is all about the trip. It's interesting, over the 4 years we've had it, we bought stuff, not used stuff, take stuff out, but we also have got stuff that we use depending on the trip. But on the island trip, for example, we didn't take the barbecue and we didn't need it and we wouldn't have used it. So
I'm not convinced on the barbecue.
Jane's still not convinced on the barbecue. I think that might change when we get out into Europe. So I'd like to take into Europe and we'll see how we are. But is there anything we take? I mean, we did take the windbreak, which was a waste of time in Ireland. It would have gone. So I don't know why we took that. We also took the outdoor awning part, the sail, which we didn't use, and we didn't use the other awning either, to be honest, because we were moving.
I thought maybe I'd taken too many clothes, but in hindsight, by the time we got back, I hadn't.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we did do. We decided we took too many cameras. Jane took a camera. I took a camera thinking I was going to use it, and I didn't. So actually, tech. I overtook tech, which is typical of me.
I've got a camera that's got a really good zoom on it. But to be honest, by the time you got the bloody thing out and zoomed it, the moment's passed anyway. So, you know, I'm quite happy using my iPhone. I just don't need anything else.
So no, I can't think of anything else. So there's just a couple of things in the back, etc., that we didn't, in the back of the van, that we store.
Yeah, I think Harry's so small, we just don't have room for error. One thing I do take is too many bloody products, because I've got an allergy. I'm worried that I'm going to run out and not get a replacement, so I tend to take too many products, and actually what I've learnt on my trips is that I just don't need to do that. So that would probably be my thing, products.
So skin. Tech for me and probably products for you. So there's a bit of technology,
but nothing major.
Nothing major where we go, oh wow, you know. And as I say, there's a couple of things that for the outside of the van that we just didn't use. But we have got them just in case we would use them on a certain trip, because I think it is trip dependent on that. So if we went to a site for a week, you know, we would be loading up external screens because they insulate better, and you know, it takes less of the with the moisture in them. Yep. Okay, should we do one more?
Yep.
We'll do one more. Let's do a trip one, because they're nice and short and sweet. Or should we do a YouTube one? Let's do a YouTube one. Vans for the memories again. Thanks, guys, off YouTube. Do you ever go away and not film because you just want to be in the moment and take in the experience for yourself? That's a great question.
Yeah, I have very strict rules because at the beginning of this I wasn't even in the videos.
No.
And, you know, we've just been, we do quite a bit.
There's so filming ourselves. Certainly, you know, Jane has to agree to be filmed in that, which is fine, because she supports me quite a bit, I have to say, on the channel. But I think we have had holiday or gone away, especially like New Year and that. I can imagine we go away after Christmas, for example. We just want to go away and not do it. So the answer is yes, we do go away. But obviously, and at times on trips we agree we're not going to film today or this afternoon for the next couple of hours, and we just agree to do that. We've had to find our way with that between us, in fairness. You know, sometimes I push a bit too much and Jane pushes back at me. In fairness, you know, we have to find that balance.
There's a lot of geese moments.
We do actually have go away sessions where it's just us and that, because it is time. It does take up all your time,
which is fine.
But we also want to record stuff we've been to for our own benefit, not just your benefit as well.
But we want to do it to a standard where we enjoy it, and that's when it starts not to be enjoyable. To begin with, it could cause a little bit of friction, couldn't it? And
And I think, you know, sometimes some of the, you know, if I was, for example, putting the camera on a tripod every time I'm walking off into the distance, coming back, picking it up and walking off, to do all those type of shots, it would detract from the moment. So we've done it occasionally. We don't do a lot of it, but that would actually get on Jane's nerves, and I would know about it. So there you go. That's the end of another Q&A. So like I said, if you got any other questions, put them in the comments, and look forward to the next one.